Hey gardeners, we are at a new project. This space has a lot of blank space to work with, so let me show you what the plans are. When you first walk into this backyard, first and foremost, you see it looks a little unfinished, and that's not uncommon with new builds. Frank and Cara, they moved into this house not that long ago, and they got a beautiful home, but the backyard had a lot to be desired. So he heard about me and what I do with creating spaces for people not just to garden in, but also to enjoy. And that's what we are gonna do in this back corner here. This crazy slab of concrete that is offering nothing to look at, no beauty at all, will soon become a garden oasis that doesn't include just a garden, but it actually is going to have a space for a beverage fridge, a little pocket for firewood, and a beautiful entrance arbor to welcome you into the space. So coming in through here, we'll be walking underneath a nice custom-built arbor. This concrete we're not actually going to remove, but we will be putting on a Unilock material on top of it. So TBD on the exact choice. He hasn't made that decision yet, but it'll have a beautiful hardscape material, so you'll actually never know that underneath of this is concrete. So that was the cost-effective way to not have to rip all this out, and it actually creates a nice level spot to pop a solo stove on. We'll have a big trellis behind me right here, just to offer some vertical growing space for the vines. Over here, we're actually going to be connecting two boxes with a slab. We haven't quite picked out the stone yet. I'm believing we're landing on soapstone for this one, just to cover a fridge that will be underneath of it. We'll also have these two little pockets for firewood that's built in. And then of course overhead, we'll do our usual suspects with our Edison bulbs just to pop a little overhead lighting in so you can really enjoy the space. The vantage point you can see from their house is tons of windows. So they're really just tired of looking out at this drab backyard, and we're gonna make this so beautiful. And then coming out of the garden space back into the yard, we'll be doing some landscaping all across. He has a drain that we have to work around, which is totally fine. I love to get creative in my designs. And so I'm proposing we do a river rock bed that naturally will allow the water to flow into this drain, creating a spot to put trees behind it. So right here, we'll be putting in Japanese white spires, these beautiful multi-trunk trees that have a white bark to them. Then down the stretch, we'll pop in some catmint, some grasses to really soften this space. And the biggest thing for me is feng shui of a backyard. You have to make sure that everything has intention. So when you come in, you can see the path just lands into sod. And then when he comes off of his awesome deck up here, the stairs take you to nothing. So we are actually going to connect the dots. And when you walk out here, we'll put in the same hardscape material that we're doing in the garden space, and then little steppers through the sod that will wrap around his house. We have the beautiful backdrop of his house here. The windows are nice and high. So we are actually welding on site 3 different Corten steel planters for his herbs to go in. So if you don't want to have to trek all the way out to the garden space, he can easily just come out, pick a few little things, and go right back in the kitchen. Along this stretch, you'll see that there's a lot going on underneath this wall. So we'll be cleaning all this up, popping in a beautiful hibiscus, some hydrangeas, things that get really big and bushy so that it can kind of hide and soften his house line a little bit, and especially hide this Generac generator. So we are going to be starting construction next month. We're at the end of April now. We should be rolling in about a month from now, and we'll be planting that garden in early June. So it's been a few months, and we're gonna take a quick look at what's going on behind the scenes and hopefully get this project wrapped up in the next couple of months. Let's go see. Well, last time we were here, we had a pretty boring concrete pad behind us, and now we have this beautiful, stunning garden oasis. We have a lot of work to do with the landscape yet, but most importantly, my vegetable babies are in and they are thriving. I'm absolutely in love with how this turned out, the grand entrance, which has the ability to grow plants on each side. We have some cute little tomatillos coming in here. Then it opens up into this expansive area where a fire pit will live very shortly. Right above here, we've already got it prepped and ready to go for the electrical, for the fridge to sneak in there. And then we'll have this beautiful slab sitting on top of here for you to put your beverages on, your harvest, and whatever else is gonna go on in this beautiful space. We've actually installed this awesome Unilock material called Copthorne. It's in a dark blue basalt color, and we chose to do a nice herringbone pattern to give it a little interest with a few rows of border around the edge. So even though the plants are in and the garden is doing really well, we actually have quite a bit to do outside this garden space. So when we walk out here and exit, we'll be adding in a lot of pollinator-friendly plants, alliums, calamintha, coneflowers, TBD, maybe even some hibiscus for a little tropical vibe. That theme will carry on around this entire garden box here and then connect into a river rock bed to create a little interest in this natural swell that's happening in the land. We've started to construct the steel boxes. There will be 3 of these beauties right along this side, followed with big steppers in the sod. So the idea is to create so much purpose along this blank slate. We've already gotten the hardscape in here. When you come off the stairs, it mirrors the exact same material in what we did in the garden space to create a little cohesion. And to connect all the dots, we actually decided not only are we going to do the steppers in front of these beautiful steel boxes, we've decided to take it both ways though. So next time you come back, we're actually gonna have those Beacon Hill big slab steppers out to the driveway and into the garden space. Here's the guy behind the scenes who brings all of my crazy visions to life, Corbett McCormick. So Corbett, what else do we have to do here, minus the electrical?
The steel boxes, the plantings, poly sand, finish this, finish that, and the other thing. No, I'm kidding.
So what is that, like 10 minutes of work?
Yeah, probably 10 minutos.
10 minutos, as some would say.
Now, it's a couple days. We have all the steppers going around. We got all the landscaping. We got the riverbed. We got a lot.
But it's all about the details.
It's all about the details.
We have wrapped up the project and it has been growing lush and producing out so much produce. I'm excited to show you that. But before we do and we connect with Frank, I just want to show you first and foremost how beautiful this river rock bed turned out with the perennials behind it. We've converted this blank slate with a white vinyl fence into an awesome little landscape pad equipped with these White Spire birch trees that are getting established and they'll show off in the fall with beautiful yellow leaves. I cannot wait for this to even fill in even bigger than it already is. So let's go check out the garden. Let's go talk to Frank, the homeowner, and take a little tour. Hi, Frank.
Hi, how are you, Karen?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for letting me create this magic in your backyard.
Of course. Thank you for creating it.
You're welcome. I mean, it's honestly been a pleasure. So with the furniture, this was a fun feature of this garden space. Not often do I get the opportunity to help interior, or we should say exterior decorate. We did it here. I think it's so perfect, honestly. And I just love how this is the stage for this beautiful, awesome trellis.
It's amazing. I can't believe how many vegetables we actually got in.
It's crazy, yeah.
For when we started, and everything's to be pretty happy and healthy.
Yeah, what do we have growing back here?
A lot of squash.
Squash galore.
Yeah, we have a lot of squash. Tons of arugula that we planted. We do a lot of arugula salads. Family's Italian.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, arugula.
You've been harvesting some eggplant, I can see.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
A little bit of eggplant.
We haven't even talked about the coolest thing yet.
Yeah.
The coolest thing, which is added to my resume here. We've installed countertop between 2 garden beds with an outdoor fridge and a pocket for the firewood to just simply throw in the fire.
Kind of just came to life, right? I mean, it wasn't part of, I think,
I credit you.
the initial design, but having a little bit of a beverage center out here is nice, so you don't have to go run inside every time you want something, and nice piece of quartz.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. It ties in with the feel. So tell me, what inspired you to want a garden?
My wife and I, Cara, who's not here, have been residents of Elmhurst our whole lives, but the last 10 years we moved back from the city, and in each of the homes we've had gardens. Again, I think there's probably a big part of being Italian, both of us. Parents live with us.
You got family to feed.
There's a lot of people in the house, so a lot of sauce is always being made, tomatoes, and growing up, we always had a garden, so it's just something we wanted, and to be able to turn, you know, what was a pretty bland, unused space, there was already concrete down here, so to be able to do something with that.
And it feels solid too.
Yeah.
I actually love that we converted an ugly slab that your vantage point, you see this every day.
For sure.
Like this is what you're looking at. So obviously this is a step up.
Yeah.
But I love that we didn't have to remove it and put concrete in a landfill somewhere. It's just
hanging
out. Little bit of your vision, my creativity, it all came together and here we are. This is incredible.
It's an incredible space. Yeah. No doubt.
One fun feature of this garden space is we actually utilize the Beacon Hill slabs that were already in the front of your property. That's always important for me as a designer. I want to make sure it looks and feels like this was supposed to be here from the get-go. Follow me this way. We'll go to these bonus little herb boxes, because like you said, you Italians, you love your pestos and your sauces.
For sure.
Which I've had the fortunate benefit of eating quite a bit of Lou.
Yeah, yeah.
That pesto is amazing. So yeah, so these
good.
herbs, we just planted them not too long ago. They're still getting established, but pretty soon you're gonna be harvesting as much, you know, rosemary, thyme, parsley, everything you want.
It's great. I love it. And it kind of creates what was kind of a maybe an ugly blank space with the sun hitting the house. You know, it's just a nice another focal point.
Now that we've taken care of this side of the lot, it feels a little like
it needs some love over there.
It needs some love, yeah.
That's fine.
So we'll see what we come up with. You know, you can't get rid of me now.
It's okay. No, you're coming back. We'll be having you
I
back.
love this space too much. I have to enjoy it. Before we leave, I want to introduce you to the cuteness here that gets to enjoy this beautiful space. So come on in, boys.
I'm Luca and this is Nico.
Luca and Nico. Okay, so what is your favorite part of this garden?
Probably something that really is interesting me is that squash up there.
Yeah, the big long one. Do you know what it's called?
It's called squash, but I wonder why it's all like...
This guy?
Yeah.
He grew into his environment all funky, didn't he? He made the most of life. That is called a rampicante squash. What about you?
The tomato.
The tomatoes. You want to go eat one?
Mom.
Well, come on. Do you want to get this one? All the way up there?
Yeah.
If I pick you up, is that cool? You want to grab it? Ready? Here we go. All right, pick your tomato. Perfect.
I got it.
You got it. Good job.
I got it. Goodbye.
See, now what grocery store tomato provides that much joy?
Another one up there too.
You want to get one more?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Oh, this one.
You can eat that one for you. One for you. You want to get it? Good job. So yeah, you do have to grow a little bit taller to reach those, don't you? All right, well, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your season in the garden and enjoy the fire.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You want to say bye? Bye to the
Say
camera?
bye. Say bye to the camera.
Goodbye.
Ready whenever you are.
Okay. Maybe. Hey, gardeners.